Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, TheTelegramNews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Subscribe today at TheTelegramNews.com.
Check it out.
Well, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome
to
the morning show.
To the morning show. So here in a little bit, this isn't going to be the morning show. This is going to be the Jen and Ben show today. But I am not Ben Davis because he is still chatting with Matt.
He
McKee.
is. Yes, he is. He's still on the radio. They have. They don't know how to share Ben.
That's true.
They're trying to hoard Ben.
No, the man was out playing till like 1 o'clock in the morning to nobody. The show was over at 9, but he apparently stayed and played until 1 a.m.
For own private concert.
Private concert just for him and Gary.
Well, so oh God, people have no idea what we're talking about.
So last night was the world premiere of Homegrown Happy Hour with Ben Davis Jr. live from Rowdy Smokehouse, broadcast on Pure Rock 98.7 WYRO.
That's right.
Super exciting time. We were all there.
Yes.
Had a freaking party, man.
Yeah, we did. It was fun.
It was fun.
And, you were working your tail off, you and Rodney, and the rest of us got to sit back and enjoy the situation. And, looking from the outside in, I know you guys were running around like crazy people, but I think it went off, I mean, as perfectly as it possibly could.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of stealing Rodney's story here, but he's not here to tell it, so I'll tell it.
That's right, because they're over there, he's stealing Ben from us.
Right, yeah. I invited him, not you. So Ben will be here in just a minute, and if you're wondering why we have mimosas, this is the 1-year anniversary of the first time Ben Davis Jr. was on Main Street TV, apparently.
That's right, and we didn't plan it at all.
No,
like Ben just happened to realize it last night, and so we talked about it. And so this morning, Courtney made us a party.
Yeah, so Courtney took a casual joke from last night and made it a reality.
Exactly.
There's a card here. There's flowers, and Ben said he didn't like cake, so there's
pie.
Half of an apple pie.
And pumpkin pie.
And 4 slices of pumpkin pie. But so about a few months ago, Nathan from Rowdy's and Ben and Rodney were hanging out, and Rodney's like, "We should put this on the radio."
Right.
And Ben's like, "Yeah, like people have had that idea before, but nobody's ever
it's like
made
not
it
happened."
Yeah. And Rodney got it in his head that he was going to make it happen no matter what.
That's right.
And he made it happen, and it happened last night, and it was a really great show. We have a couple clips from that show we're going to show later today.
Oh, good.
Hopefully Ben's going to maybe play us a couple other songs. That'll also be exciting.
I hope so. We always love to have him here on the program. Mm-hmm. He does such a great job, and he's just such a wonderful soul to be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And so Ben hosted the show, and then the main act was a gentleman named Wes Shipp.
Yes.
And he was accompanied by a harmonica player named Gary.
Gary
was a freaking character.
Gary is awesome.
Gary may have kind of stole the show a little bit last night. So, I mean, he was a jokester.
Yes.
And so his bit is that when he plays gigs, he likes to show up early, introduce himself to everybody.
Yes.
And then tell them, hey, when the main act gets here, I want y'all to act like you know who I am.
That you've known me for years.
So yeah, like you've known me for years. So Wes thinks that I'm this like super traveled musician. And so he's been pulling this like all over the country and stuff.
So everyone's like, Gary, so good to see you again.
They'd be in just like some whatever random town in like, Maryland. They said they were just in Maryland. And he's like, I showed up and all these people already knew Gary. But he was a great harmonica player.
He is, and they just met, I think, kind of randomly, and Wes loved him, and I don't know what's not to love. How you
couldn't.
I know, he's great, and so he just kind of joined the tour. And, Wes has such an interesting story, and if you didn't get to hear, the broadcast last night, we're going to tell you how you can listen to it because it was amazing. And he didn't really get into much of his story. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was homeless for he said 5 years.
Yeah, he was homeless. He was in prison.
He was on drugs. All the bad, all the paths that you go down. And he said during COVID, he was sitting outside of I think it was a Walmart singing, and somebody put it on social media
or whatever.
Yeah, and he just blew up. And it's one of those fortunate good stories that you hear about social media that changed someone's life for the better. And he is so talented. And he sings of course a lot of original songs, and he's been recording a lot, but he also gets into like my genre of like growing up country. So I love, like, I know a lot of you were like, I don't know some of those songs, but I'm like, those are all songs I grew up to.
You were shouting out requests.
I was.
So the live show was 2 hours long, and only the first hour was broadcast.
Thank God.
The second hour was
it wasn't as PG as the first hour.
So since this was broadcast on the radio, we're kind of like, you got to watch the curse words.
Yes. Like there were a few, but.
And he let a few slip. And as he said, he didn't say it. He sang it. So it's okay.
Yes.
And we were kind of like, well, he let a few slip. I guess, you got to be careful with that kind of thing on the radio and all. And then in the second half of the show that was not broadcast, we were like, oh, he was really holding back.
He really, really had some self-control.
He was really.
He is ornery.
Yeah.
So
there's one particular song that was a personal favorite of mine, but I will not say the name of the song on the air.
It had to. There was crack in it. Let's just put it that way. And another name for a girl.
It was pretty great. It was very good.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. But it was super, super fun. Ben will be here in a minute, and he'll talk about it in more detail. But if you missed it last night, of course, we're going to show a few clips here in a little bit. But you can catch the show again, a replay, Saturday night, 8 o'clock on 98.7, Pure Rock 98.7 WYRO.
That's right.
This Sunday at 8 o'clock, we will have a replay. And then next Tuesday, that's October 11th, it will go up on demand.
Yes.
So you can watch it and listen to it. And so that will be on the same place that you can see Main Street TV. So it will be on the YouTube channel and our podcast feed. So if you're already subscribed to those things, it will just show up in your feed next Tuesday.
And the cool thing about the on demand, though, is you'll actually get to see video.
Right.
So it'll be like a different experience, because like listening to it, I think you get one experience, and then actually watching it, you get another experience.
Oh, for sure. And you will have the option to do either one. You can just listen, or you can watch it. You can kind of imagine it, or you can actually see it. But I think it'll be great either way. And here comes the man himself.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the
myth,
is not a myth. The legend, the dirt poor troubadour. Somebody called you that in the comments one time, and I thought it was pretty great.
The dirt poor troubadour.
That's my dad. He came up with that.
Oh, your dad came up with that?
His dad.
I always wanted to be called a troubadour, but I would never call myself a troubadour. And so what happened is this guy referred to me as a troubadour on Facebook, so I messaged my dad, and I said, I'm a troubadour. You know, he said, so Steve Earle is the hardcore troubadour, and Todd Snyder's the barefoot troubadour. You're the dirt poor troubadour.
The dirt poor troubadour.
I think that's a pretty
love
great
that.
nickname.
But you know what? If you weren't the dirt poor troubadour, you wouldn't have as many fun songs as you do. So he wouldn't get to sing about all that stuff.
Man, if you're playing as many gigs as you are this weekend, you gotta be making a little bit of money.
I will be doing all right. I'll pay rent a couple times.
Yes, we like that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move out of let Ben have this seat. You can go ahead and if you got stuff you need to get ready, you can go ahead and do what you're gonna do. But I'm gonna get out of the way.
You don't want to stay for our celebration?
I'll be here. I'm gonna eat some of that apple pie.
I know. Well, you've got a drink over there too.
Oh, that's true. I do.
So you can.
We have half of a mimosa.
We have half of a mimosa, which would be the orange, the less exciting half. But that's okay. So no, we were telling the story, and Ben's getting his guitar ready, and then he'll be over. But we were telling the story that Ben came over last night, and he said, "Hey, you're not going to believe this, but it just popped up on my Facebook memories that tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of coming on the show, and I'm going to be there tomorrow." So we were all joking about that. Well, Courtney goes out this morning and makes us a celebration.
Yeah, how did she have that energy? Because I woke up and came straight here.
I know. Exactly. It was a long night for you.
It was a late night. Me and Gary, the harmonica player, played until like midnight or 1 o'clock by ourselves out there. It was really fun.
Where was Gary going next? Did he stay in Jackson?
Home. He lives in near Cincinnati, so he was just headed home.
He drove home after that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Gary likes to party.
Yeah. So I don't think Gary drank or anything, and he was pretty religious, but he was a really good dude. And he was just such a positive energy, so happy all the time, laughing and giggling at everything anybody said.
He is he's something else.
I loved him. He was so great. And
had you met him before?
Never. But we told Wes we had met because of that joke.
Because of the joke.
Yeah.
So we were just explaining to our viewers here about that Gary goes out ahead of time and says, now all you people need to tell him that you've known me for years. It's so good.
He told me the story. They were in Maryland and they were at some kind of a festival, and Gary went around and handed out business cards to everybody. He said, when you see me, say, hey, Gary, how's it going? And they just did. So whenever Wes gets there hours later and Gary's walking around with Wes, everybody's saying, hey, how's it going, Gary? And so I went to change, came back, and Gary and Wes were on stage, and Gary said, is that Ben Davis? And come up and gave me a big hug. And I was like, what are you doing, Gary? I ain't seen you in forever. And Wes was like, oh, man, no way. And then I thought that we were out. I thought he knew that it was a joke. But no, like.
He really didn't know.
An hour later, I was like, dude, no, I really didn't know him prior to this. Because he was like, I think I remember you telling me about Ben. Gary is messing with Wes, man.
So good. I mean, it was just fantastic. And, you think something as this little instrument, this harmonica that this guy is just amazing at. And it's like, number one, how do you become a harmonica player? Like, how do you do that? And then he gets hooked up with, Wes, and they meet and they just kind of fall in love, and he just
incredible.
Becomes a fixture.
That's how bands happen, honestly. It just is. Somebody does something, someone else does something that is okay with that, maybe, and then it gets better, and then you just keep adding. And sometimes people will wander off, and you get another person that wants to come stand beside you, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But that's how it works in music. As long as everybody is pleasant and making good noises, it don't matter. And that's how it is with Gary. Gary, I think, is incredible. Because Wes said he was playing a show and Gary just walked up behind him and started playing.
Yes, like walked up behind his back and started playing
crazy.
The harmonica.
But it happens that way. It does. Gary said he's been playing for about 7 years, but he plays guitar at home.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. He just really intrigued me. So I was really happy to spend time with him. We played some Bob Dylan songs towards the end of the night. He sang with me. It was great. Yeah. Rowdies, man.
Yeah, it was good time. Great venue for that. And again, Rodney and James worked their tails off last night, as so did you, to make this Homegrown Happy Hour happen. And I thought, like I told James, it went as perfectly as it possibly could have.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could do a little better job with sponsors, but for on the fly, it was okay.
You did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
lots of fun. All right, so let's have our party.
Okay,
You ready to party?
it's party time.
Party with pie.
Yeah, pie.
Because they said that you don't like cake, that you like
I'm
pie.
not a cake guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
that's
Courtney
real.
knew that. All right, so 1 year ago today, what were we doing 1 year ago today?
I think we were announcing that I won beard money, I think, or something, or was going to win beard money. You were a finalist. Yeah, I was a finalist
That's
in
right.
the Wall Most Talented Beard in America contest.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
and
you did pretty darn well.
I got second place. So second most talented beard. That's going to expire soon, though. I don't know.
Dang it, then there will be another talented beard.
Maybe they won't do another contest, and I will have this title for the rest of my life.
I love that.
Undisputed. I need a championship belt.
I'm an undisputed second place winner.
That's right. Ain't nobody gonna argue that.
Well, Ben, I feel like, you've been such a good friend to the show, and I've just extremely enjoyed getting to know you better.
Absolutely.
And, we run into each other, in different venues, and it's always so pleasant and fun to see you and hang with you. So cheers to 1 year.
Absolutely.
And there you go. Well, half
That's
of a
tasty.
mimosa anyway. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. And we'll eat pie later. How's that?
Is that Tropicana?
I don't know. What did Courtney buy? She didn't buy the generic stuff, did she?
I think it was Tropicana.
Yeah.
We deserve real stuff.
It tastes pretty good.
There is a card there. You want to read it? I don't know what it says. She also bought us flowers.
Flowers. They're beautiful.
Aren't they sweet? So thank you, Courtney.
It's thank you with a tree, which is pretty appropriate.
Yep, that's pretty appropriate.
Oh, it's signed by all kinds of folks here.
Aw.
Thanks for being awesome humans. Happy anniversary, love, Total Media fam. Is there any possible way they'll read that? Probably not, right?
Probably not, but that
Okay.
is so sweet.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you, everybody. Love that.
Most important one right there, Pete Wilson.
Pete Wilson says so. What's it say under that?
Congrats, the show was great. Andy.
Aw.
Oh yeah, Pete Wilson. He's the man.
Our good friend. He's the man, the myth, the legend as well.
He is.
Except for not the myth. We need to take that part out, don't we? There's Pete.
The man, the real life thing, the legend.
He was there last night enjoying your show as well.
Absolutely.
And, of course, working, because that's what Pete does.
I don't think he stops that.
He does not ever stop. Like, I bet he has that camera, like, in his bed with him. Like, I have to take a picture. Wakes up every hour and snaps a photo or
that
something.
would make a great horror movie where he's just trying to capture ghosts, and it's really a suspense thing, but it's really just all in Pete's head. Can we make that happen?
We could totally make that happen.
There we go.
James can film it.
A short film starring Pete.
Sure.
I love it.
Beautiful. All right.
I love it. So let's talk about a little bit about what happened last night, and what did it mean to you?
I still don't know. It's pretty validating though. I don't know. It just is still, it takes me a long time to process things, especially positive things. If it's painful, I feel it right now. I don't know.
Why is that?
You just got to let the dust settle and enjoy it all, drink it all in. I think once I hear it, the replay or whatever, then I will just feel better. Because it'll be like, okay, yeah, it's documented. It really did happen. Things
Was
are
I
fine.
there?
Things are fine, and I like it. That's how it is with recording an album or anything. But for people to be like, hey, we want you to do this, and then it just happened, it's pretty incredible.
So can you tell the story about, I know this was kind of a long spread out, is it ever going to happen thing, but can you tell us how did the Homegrown Happy Hour come to be?
So really, it's just baffling because it's not a big story. It's just
Is it Porterhouse gets an idea in his head and makes it happen?
Yeah, I was hanging out with my guitarist Ben Irvin, my bud, and we were playing somewhere. And afterwards, I got a text from Nathan, said, "Hey, we're going to be having some food out here, steaks and whatnot. If you want to come bring a guitar, that's cool. If you don't want to bring a guitar, that's cool. And musicians don't really know what to do if they don't bring the guitar.
I was going to say, I mean, it's kind of like attached to your hip, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm a socially awkward person, so it's hard without a guitar. If I have to be at a party, people are like, you're going to be here for a few hours and there's nothing going on. Thrive. And I have to have a guitar. I can't do it. So anyways, we brought our guitars, and then we're like 20 feet away from everybody doing our guitar thing. And some other people come and listen to us. And Porterhouse was there kind of away talking to Nathan, and they just kept looking and saying something.
You're like, they're talking about me.
Yeah. And I'm like,
this is
what
getting
the heck
awkward.
is this? And then I think it was near the end of that, he said something like, we're going to talk business soon. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. I don't know this guy. And then I had heard about him because my dad had to deal with him in the past, doing ads for rent-to-own.
Yes.
And many years ago. So when I was a kid, I heard his name. And now he's telling me we're getting ready to do business. I didn't know what that meant. And
that was scary.
We had a meeting at Rowdy's, and they were telling me what they thought would be great. And I said, yeah, that will never work. There's no way nobody will shut up and listen. There'll be people yelling and probably wanting to do all kinds of rowdy things. That's just how it is. And they get mad when you ask them to be respectful or to, people will not do this. And they're like, it'll happen. It'll be okay. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be okay. It's not going to happen. So the first meeting, I barely listened. I'm be honest. I took some notes, but I barely paid attention. Then the next one, it was like, this is how we think it's going to work. What's your vision? I told them, and they're like, okay, together, this is going to be better. And so then we combined those ideas, and we decided that if we approached it with delicacy, folks will listen, and if we let people know how special this thing is. But I was so worried that folks were not going to be behind it, and I didn't want to hurt Nathan's business and run people off. They're like, well, we came to talk and eat barbecue, that kind of thing. So
you would think that.
You would, but it didn't happen.
No, you would think that.
Yeah, I guess. I worry about everybody else's stuff.
The rest of us are like feel privileged to get to eat and listen to you sing.
I don't know. I'm totally about protecting my friends' businesses. I appreciate all of the support I get from everybody. And Nathan and I have been friends since like 2013. I handed him a CD, and he gave me my first show at Rowdy's a couple weeks later. And it's just been, now we're doing a live show with you guys. It's crazy. So we were just planning. And even the night before, Nathan texted me like, tomorrow there's supposed to be a live radio broadcast right here. What are we going to do? I'm like, I'm going to bring sound equipment. It's going to be okay. We'll figure it out.
Know.
We got everything set up. He got back from Walmart, and he's like, this isn't going to happen, man, is it? We were just having doubts. And then it just happened. And Porterhouse was a pretty good producer. He walked me through it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just incredible. And I'm so thrilled to have Total Media's help at all. And it's going to help me. It's going to help our community. I stayed in Jackson so that I could help elevate other musicians and artists. And this is my opportunity right here. It's like it just fell into place.
Well, it was meant to be. That's why.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity to head down to Nashville and decided that your talents and your help is needed here right now. It just wasn't the right thing for you.
Yeah.
And while we would all be here to support you no matter what journey you chose, we're super happy to have you here in the community.
I just love it here. I like walking from my house. I can go to the beer brewery to get beer. I can go to the soap store and get my soap. It's just really becoming a place that I really like to be. And people say, hey, Ben, how are you doing? It's not like going to a big box store or Amazon. I did that for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's convenient as all get out, but it's not real. It don't feel good. And now I feel like I want to invest in my community 100%. So I'm here, and I'm being rewarded for it, I guess.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow, and I'm trying to cultivate this life. So
good for you.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, I think we have a few clips from last night, don't we?
Oh, man.
Yeah, we have one clip of Ben and one clip of Wes.
You want to see how it turned out from our perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great with the sunglasses off.
This is great. This is fun.
This is a song I wrote one time when I woke up from a dream in the middle of the night where I was flying an airplane. Remember, I was flying in a single prop airplane, red and white, quite a sight, that's the best I can explain. I soared across the summer sky, I watched the kids all wave. Remember, I was flying in a single prop airplane. I was lying in that night sky next to you. We watched the stars float on by, all the satellites did too. You lay your head upon my chest and sent me to the moon. Remember, I was lying in that night sky next to you. Across the sacred ground as the sun was going down, I reached out, gently took your hand. Your eyes looked like a starry sky as I went on to tell you I'm lucky, darling, just to be your man. Your man. This morning on a dirty hotel floor, I realized I've been dreaming and you ain't here no more. I threw my clothes into my pack, I tally up the score, 'cause I woke up this morning on a dirty hotel floor. Hey, thank you. Gary Weber, man. Sounded great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, looks better than I could ever imagine. That was crazy.
Yes, you did great. And of course, James was there to video all that stuff.
James, man, you've got a great eye.
I got two of them, dude.
A steady hand. You got two steady hands, too?
Yeah, it gets a little heavy after a few minutes.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you so much, man.
Welcome, dude.
It was beautiful.
I love that song. That's such a fun song.
Well,
it's only a matter of time before like Jack Johnson or someone like that makes that a hit.
We're releasing that soon, man. I'm really excited. We've been working on that one and another one over at the Oxide Shed. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's a great tune, dude.
Super. Well, I'm sitting here and looking past you and admiring this beautiful guitar. I think you talked about your guitar the last time you were here, but she wasn't finished.
Yeah, now it's
Is it a she or a he?
It's a she, I think. I mean, I
feel like a guitar should be a she.
I think possibly somewhere between. Who knows? I don't know. It's one of those things. It's a tool, but I love it to death. It's made just for me. It's like an old friend. As soon as I picked it up, it was, I don't know. It just felt like I had known it my whole life. This guy, Matt Palimas from Matthews Guitars, built this for me. Last year when I went to Nashville, y'all remember that? We talked about that.
Yep.
I met him, and he told me he would like to build me a guitar. He told me that it would be a while, but we talked about pricing and all that stuff. And then he built Todd Snyder a guitar, who was my hero. And we started talking more and more and more, and he told me what songs he liked of mine. And he built me this guitar mostly because he liked this one song so well. You know, such a sweetheart. But this thing, I got to pick all of the wood.
You did. So let's talk about it.
It's got the Roots logo here.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, but yeah, this is a German spruce top. It's a master grade top. It was aged, I think he said, about 15 years before it even became my guitar. So basically started vintage. And then we have walnut back and sides, and it's just a wonderful guitar.
So talk about did you do the design here of the flowers or whatever?
That's just the standard jumbo guitar, pick guard, Gibson style, really.
Gotcha.
But it's kind of a Western. These were made for folks to play without amplification, because sometimes you needed to play a place, but they didn't have a system, and you had to get over the diners, you know. So they would build these guitars, and they'd adorn them with Western motif. Some of them have cactuses and things like that because they were made for cowboy singers. And
love that.
He made this guitar for me because I sing loud. That's the whole thought process behind it. Is I have a loud voice, I need a loud guitar, and this is a loud guitar.
Definitely loud guitar.
Yeah. But so special, you know. I will play it until I can't. That's for sure. And then he'll probably build me another one. I hope so.
That is so cool.
Absolutely.
So it's meant to be with you.
Yeah. It's mine. It's just mine. There's inside here, it says Ben Davis Jr. rules too, because Todd Snyder rules, you know. But Ben Davis Jr. rules too.
I love that. That's
only
so
I
good.
get to see that. I got to see it, and I have to get a mirror now if I want to. But
that's such a good story. I love that.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you.
Gorgeous. Absolutely. Well, let's hear what she has to say.
Yeah. Let's think of a good song. Well, is the song the other song that we got for later from Wes? Is that a sad one?
It's the song you heard on the radio a little bit ago.
It's a sad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to play a happy one. We can't have too much sad. This is a celebration.
That's right. It's our anniversary party.
This is a song. I recently wrote this song about how sometimes you have a day so good that you just know you're never going to have a day that good again. And also just trying to get to that feeling again, you know. That's what this is about. Any day as good as today might as well be a curse. Only thing you're gonna get tomorrow's gonna be worse. But you gotta stop and smell roses on the way to the light. Alright, just keep chasing this feeling till we die. My mama said my rambling heart would be the death of me, but I'm feeling mighty tempted by a girl with her lips so sweet. I'm cruising that cosmic highway with the look in her eye. Oh my, I'll be chasing this feeling till I die. I'll be chasing this feeling, writhing and reeling, hoping for eternal bliss in the by and by. Don't get me wrong, sure do like to get high. I'll be chasing this feeling till I die. Sitting on top of a hill with some peace of mind. This here's the purest vibe that I can find. Oh, and if this next breath is my last, it'll be alright. 'Cause I'll be chasing this feeling until I die. I'll be chasing this feeling, writhing and reeling, hoping for eternal bliss in the by and by. Don't get me wrong, I sure do feel alright. But I'll be chasing this feeling till I die. Don't get me wrong, I sure do feel alright. I'll be chasing this feeling till I die.
Woo! Woo! And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, or mild is normal. Yeah.
Or mild. That's awesome. No, she sounds great.
Yeah, that is such a special piece of equipment right there. It's one of the greatest gifts I've ever received.
I think that she needs a name.
There have been so many suggested names, and I just don't know.
You know what? It's kind of like, naming your dog or your cat or your baby
so
or
much
whatever.
easier.
You just gotta, she'll grow into a name.
Yeah. Probably like Lindsay Lohan, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was
Britney
thinking.
Britney Spears.
Shakira.
Ooh, Shakira's in all kind of trouble.
No, I heard about that. What is that?
Tax evasion or something in Spain or wherever she is. She's facing like 8 years in prison.
Evaded taxes in Spain.
Well, she may have hid from her taxes, but her hips never told a lie.
I was gonna say her hips never lie.
Not once.
I give that girl credit. She can move.
Yeah, I loved her, man.
I'd say.
That Whenever, Wherever song was great. And
Yes.
Underneath Your Clothes is a great song. Those were beautiful hit songs. And I bought that CD. And when I got it, she's like wearing almost nothing on it. And my mom was like, why are you buying that? I was like 14. And I was like, I honestly really love these songs. And she's like, I do. They're a great song. But I never lived it down, man. Shakira.
She is, I thought one of the neatest things I've ever seen. Do you remember when MTV actually did music? And they used to do those, and I forget what they were called, but they would put like two weird artists together and they would do like a concert.
Oh yeah.
What was that called?
Like Robert they did. Playing Alison Krauss was one of them, and that turned into a beautiful thing.
It was so
Linkin Park and Jay-Z.
Yeah, like it was. They put weird. So they put Shakira and Aerosmith together, and I remember sitting and watching that, and they sang "Dude Looks Like a Lady," and I thought she freaking rocked that song out.
Check that out.
Yeah, it was like so good, and I was like, oh man. I just fell in love with her then.
Something else that's really great is Shakira and Danzig mashup that's not real, that someone just made Hips Don't Lie into like a punk song and did a Danzig impression, and it's the best. So if you look up Shakira and Danzig Hips Don't Lie, you'll be happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So now you know. Don't say we don't know what we're talking about.
I don't think Shakira is a good name for the guitar.
No, I don't think so. That would be too distracting.
We'll keep moving.
We'll move forward with the name search.
Reba My Guitar.
Yes.
There you go.
I like it. Well, all right. So we've talked about last night, which was awesome. We've celebrated our anniversary here, which we're going to eat pie later. And but you have like an insane weekend.
Oh, I do.
So let's tell everyone where they can find you live. And I mean, you better put on your running shoes if you want to find this guy this weekend.
Yeah, so today, in a few hours, I've got to be in Beaver. I guess I'm going to wear this. I didn't plan that out. I'm gonna be in Beaver at the Oktoberfest, 1 p.m. And hopefully they have fried cheese on a stick over there. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, dude.
That's the best.
Yes.
And then tomorrow, I will be in Charleston at 11 a.m. at the Harvest Art Fair, part of their festival organization. They're wonderful people. So 11 a.m. Charleston, West Virginia. Then 3 p.m. I'm at Moonville Tunnel.
So you go from Charleston to Zaleski?
Zaleski, yep, out in the woods, and I'm playing there for midnight at Moonville at 3 p.m.
You're actually playing in the tunnel?
I don't know where I'll be.
Okay.
But normally I've been
according
near
to the
entrance.
schedule, you're in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It says you're in the tunnel.
Yeah, Jen has the schedule there, I think.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I'm in the tunnel.
Yeah, midnight at Moonville. Inside Moonville Tunnel on Saturday, 3 to 4:15. Ben Davis Jr.
Wow. Well,
I don't know what that means. It may be just at the entrance to the tunnel or whatever. But
Moonville's pretty cool. Check it out if you haven't been out there. That's a really cool festival. They have shuttles that get you there because the first year it was kind of rough. I mean, it's a forest road. It's not really something that you can park a million cars. So they've got it figured out really well. A nice shuttle system, and you'll be back and forth and enjoy yourself. But also after Moonville, 5 p.m. I play at the Vinton County Fairgrounds just up the road there, and I'll be playing for the Oktoberfest from 5 to 7, and then I'm leaving there and I'm coming to play here in Jackson at 8 p.m. ish. My friend Jeremiah will probably play a little bit first. Jeremiah Hatfield from Charleston. So Stockroom 601 at 8 p.m. with me and Jeremiah Hatfield. That's the fourth show for tomorrow. And then I'll go home and I'll sleep. And Sunday, I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. at the Chillicothe Halloween Festival, which is a great festival as well. So.
All right, I have a serious question.
Yeah.
How do you take care of your voice doing all that?
I don't.
I was going to ask that exact question.
I couldn't sing for like a whole week because I poured my heart out in the wrong places last week. And I just sang and sang and sang, and I belted it out, and I kind of wore myself out. So I had to not sing and talk very minimally for like 4 or 5 days leading up to last night. And that's why I only sang 2 songs. Well, that was the plan. I sang 5 or something, or 4. Anyways.
You knew we weren't going to let you get away with that.
Well, we had to stretch, formatting error. It's okay. Live showbiz.
You're like, oh, I've got 2 minutes. Better sing another song.
I've just got to not sing, Fortunate Son and think I'm going to sing my songs. My songs don't tear my voice up. And so maybe for the rest of my life, that's all I'm going to do. We'll see what happens. To do 8 shows in a few days is really rough, and I probably will be very hoarse on Sunday. So if you want to hear me sounding like Tom Waits, Sunday is the day. Come see me then. Any other time in between, I'll sound decent. Decent.
But is there anything that helps, care for your voice?
Throat coat tea, vocal warm-ups. Lots of honey, no milk, things like that help.
So dairy messes with your voice.
Drink a whole lot of water. Well, I've never taken real good care of my voice, but I need to. So I like to drink milk and eat cheese and go on stage. It don't hurt me. But
same. If I had that, I would do the same.
But if I have a situation like this, it requires a different diet, and it requires a whole bunch more water and rest and things like that. So when I'm on the road, it's a totally different ball game. I don't eat whatever I want, and I try to take better care of it.
Except for fried cheese.
Oh yeah, fried cheese on a stick today. If they
It's
got
happening.
It. Maybe Sunday if they got it there too. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's right. So tell us, Sunday you said you were going to be in Chillicothe.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's just the Halloween festival. It's down in Yoctangi Park.
Okay.
And there are a lot of vendors that set up, and there's some spooky stuff. Last time they had some cool masks. My friend Cassie from Rose Quartz Candles, I think she'll probably be there setting up. She makes crazy good. I buy this one butter pecan pie. Smells so good. But
candle?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she makes great candles. All these vendors set up, and there's music, and I think there's a Halloween parade, but I think that happens today. Or tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
cool.
pretty cool. It's a relatively new festival, I think. 10 years.
Jamie and I drove over and listened to you play at the Feast of the Flowering Moon.
Absolutely.
And I'd never been to that festival, and I'd never been in the park.
Really?
Like,
it's
literally,
a
I've
park.
never. It is one of the prettiest locations in our area. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous down there.
It is a pretty hidden gem. I mean, I spent all my youth there. My mom and dad would let me hang out with my band as much as I wanted. So we would go, I'd get dropped off at one of their houses and then just be there for like a summer. And we would just live at the park. We would run the streets of Chillicothe. And that's what, like, the Roots song is about that, the streets we called our own or whatever. We're all over Chillicothe all the time, always by foot. We would walk to Kmart if we had to, across Bridge Street and stuff. It was just a lot of fun back then. But that park, I played a lot of music with a whole lot of really talented musicians. Some of them aren't here anymore. And I've learned a whole lot about life in that park. It's a beautiful place. And if you just need to go take a walk, walk around that lake. They have that little area with a whole bunch of extra flowers. It's the best. It's so beautiful.
It's like home to you, huh?
It is. It is. My mom took me there. That was the playground, when I was a kid. Beautiful.
It is a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And I was taken back when we walked down through there. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you drive by it all the time, but you don't drive down into it. It's there, but you just.
There was a time it used to be faster to drive through the park to get from Bridge Street to that side of town.
Oh, okay.
And so we used to take that route all the time. It was really beautiful. But
it's
Feast of the Flowering Moon, that's one of my favorite festivals ever. I remember getting drums and stuff when I was a kid. And, though it's not appropriate these days, they sold little headdresses and stuff to little kids. So all of us little toddlers were running around with headdresses, banging drums. And it was wonderful. It was a beautiful time. Feast of the Flowering Moon is always dear to my heart. And hopefully, I think I'll have a band put together to play that next year.
Nice.
So, absolutely.
Very good. So lots and lots of stuff going on.
All kinds.
So let's talk about next week's Homegrown Happy Hour.
Yeah, with Megan B. Megan is incredible. She's one of the best songwriters I know. Mm-hmm. She tours a lot. Has she played for you guys at the brewery? I don't know if she has yet. I don't know. It's something to work on one of these days, probably. But she is definitely a very, very skilled songwriter and a very, she can do it. She can just say, I'm going to write. And she does a weekly songwriters group. She comes up with some really wonderful things. I cry when I listen to her play.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's saying
she's
something.
Powerful, so powerful. And I think everybody's going to love her over at Rowdy's. We go hiking a lot. So she does a lot of that. She just did that on her tour, hiking and swimming, and she's just like I am, So it's going to be fun. She has a beautiful voice. I think I'd hate to compare her to anybody or anybody to anybody, but man, she can nail some Jewel so well.
Now that's saying something.
Oh my God! But her original stuff, she doesn't do like a Jewel voice. She does a Megan B voice, but it just lends to it very well. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's going to be a really great show. And she's coming from Athens area.
Okay.
She's over in the Hocking Hills, and yeah, she just has all kinds of stories.
There she is.
Yeah, that's her. We met in Parkersburg a few years back. I was playing with Bart and Eric at I can't remember the place. It was like a tiki bar situation, and it was really fun. But she came and played her songs, and then we played our 3-piece band thing, and we've been friends since then.
That's so good.
Absolutely.
So look forward to meeting her next week. And again, that will be at Rowdy's 7 to 8 on Thursday.
Yeah, that's the 13th, October 13th, 7 to 8. And then we got Morgan Washam the week after that.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And then Jake Dunn is his stage name, the last week, which is the 27th. And I just can't wait to share all of that because these people all have played huge roles in my life at different parts. And their songs are incredible. That's all there is to say. It sounds like where we live, and that's what we need this show to be, is like a big bowl of soup. all the different flavors.
You're exactly right about that. And we were kind of talking off the air about, people all have their different talents and even in music, within music, different genres and, whatever means something to them. And, it takes this whole like melting pot of people to make the world go round. And it's pretty neat stuff. If you think about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like everybody that had a hand in last night, everybody brought their best foot forward and, it worked. It takes a village to make something like what happened last night happen. And I'm so blessed to be in the position that I'm in because I didn't have to do much work at all. Just go up there and talk. It's great.
That's my life.
Yeah.
Just show up and talk.
Well, that's a good life.
And James makes magically everything happen.
Absolutely. Well, behind every Jennifer is a James, that's for sure.
Hey, Dylan's rocking it today.
Dylan is rocking
You're
it
doing
today.
a fantastic job, Dylan.
Yes. We've got our sweet intern over there, and we only, we haven't set him through the, all the paces yet of the initiation, but
I got you.
We'll have to, we won't tell him about any of that.
No.
So I got to give one other shout out from last night. And
yes.
I think we need to retool the show a little bit to feature more of this. But there is the cutest little black cat that hangs out at Curly's right now.
So cute.
And so I'm told his name is Spooky. And you can see there I made him be in the picture with me.
There's James strangling the cat.
Yeah, but I think we need to find a way to incorporate Spooky in the show a little bit more.
Well, it's got to be
Especially since it's
organic.
Halloween.
If we just put some food scattered around the stage.
I'm guessing
little
Spooky
treats.
isn't going to go far if there's food around.
No, that's
Well,
the
I think
thing.
that's why Spooky likes to hang out at Rowdy's.
Rowdy's
Exactly.
does not claim Spooky the cat. Just the cat claims Rowdy's.
Yeah.
But they're kind of, it's like okay, we understand what's going on here. That we're roommates or whatever. So it's not Rowdy's cat, guys. It's not
It
Rowdy's
is not.
cat. But it lives there.
But it is.
It lives in the neighborhood and eats all the scraps. So if you have some pulled pork that you're not going to eat, just drop it. It's okay.
I mean, everyone was like, "Why is that cat here?" I was like, "Why would that cat not be here?"
It's amazing, it's amazing
are
they
you
don't
crazy?
have more cats hanging around.
Since it was like
know.
this big, it has been hanging around there. It's a pretty cute little cat.
He is. She. I don't know if it's a he or she, but did you look, James?
I'm told it is a boy.
Okay. So he is a very, very smart cat, and I'm with James. I don't know why there's not a million of them hanging out there because the food is amazing and it's just a good place to be.
Absolutely. It is. Well, there's another cat that comes around, they're neighborhood cats and but only Spooky will let you pet them,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Smart cat.
Very, very smart. And then he steals your food.
Yeah, he's adorable. All right, so what else do we need to talk about? It's our anniversary.
Yeah, it's the anniversary, and it's just crazy what a year has done. A year ago, I just came in here because I might have a chance at winning this contest, and this year, here we are talking about a live broadcasted program from a place right here in town.
Yep.
It's wonderful. I don't know. I just really appreciate everybody, all the support over the last year, and so glad to be, sowing seed in Jackson County again. That's what it's about.
Well, we're glad to have you here. That's for sure.
For sure.
So, well, do you want to, let's see, do you want to take us out with another song? Or
I could do that, or do we need to see that West song?
Yeah, let's see the West song and then maybe hear one from you.
Yeah.
Out all night hauling shrimp in for $1. You bring it home to put it in a pie. 6 p.m. do it all again, and that's the way it goes. And if you ask me, that ain't no kind of life. Ain't no cigarette daydreams on this side of town. The sheriff keeps on driving down his road. And he ain't been asleep since Tuesday of last week. And he lets loose when he unties that bolt. Running for your life there in Homosassa, where everything is thrown out on a line. You sell your soul for a front row seat from the devil, praying that you'll make it out alive. His brother John fell victim to the water. They searched that bay for weeks with no prevail. He tries to block it out, keep the words out of his mouth. If it wasn't for his kids, he'd up and bail. When he's dead and gone, his kids will do the same. It's either this or selling folks that high. There ain't no other way there in Citrus County. It'd be best if you just left this town behind. They're running for their lives there in Homosassa, where everything gets thrown out on a line. Sell your soul for a front row seat from the devil, praying that you'll make it out alive. Thank y'all.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Wes
beautiful.
is a character.
He is a character, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, definitely cannot accuse him of being like family friendly.
No. Like, it was so funny because Courtney's like, oh man, should we have James tape some of the second hour? And I was like, well, you know, I don't know. And I think James kind of put some of his stuff away, and we're like, no. And then he started singing the second hour. We were like,
He was like, radio's off, and immediately the explicits flew, man. And it is what it is. He is such a sweetheart, and yeah, he is a gifted performer. It was wonderful.
I think the thing about Wes that you got to realize is that he's lived and lived rough.
Yes.
And so he's going to write about that stuff.
Absolutely. And I thought it was very, I don't know. It was very, I respected that he said, I was homeless because of my choices.
Yes.
Because of the choices I was making at that time, these were the consequences I was facing. That was really, I felt like healthy, you know, like he didn't say I was homeless because, and let people say, oh, he said, because I made those decisions. And I like that, owning up to it. He seems like a really, really good dude.
And he had his little boy with him, and he said, I thought that was an interesting story. He said, that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I got out of prison, and I had to be reintroduced to my son.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really rough. But he said it went well, and his son sat there and collared and played with rocks and had a great time.
Yeah, he was a cutie.
He was.
So, yeah.
He even signed some autographs.
Did he?
He did.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ben, thank you for spending the morning with us. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, likewise.
And I hope that we're sitting here next year and having some more mimosas. But we're gonna you got a lot to do this weekend, so we'll let you get out of here, but we're gonna have you send us off with a song if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So this one's another one that's brand new, and I co-wrote this one. The first time I ever let somebody else write a song with me, and it's with a guy named Michael Paris out in North Carolina. Well, if life is a game, I'm sure gonna win it. I'm just building up the courage to finally begin it. Been hiding away from the man I become. Can't take the feel, I keep myself numb. I can't take the feel, I keep myself numb. Well, got nothing to do right this minute, so find me a bar room with nobody in it. Sit there in silence and stare at the wall till I don't give a damn about nothing at all. No, I don't give a damn about nothing at all. One of these days I am walking away from everything I know. Without a doubt, we will sort it out on this winding, binding road. Like a thorn on a rose, this life that I chose. Blood on the floor, dirt on my clothes. Hoping this won't ever happen again, but it probably will to this fool that I am. Yeah, it probably will, this fool that I am. And some call it luck, some call it sinning, but if I'm losing you, girl, I ain't winning. It cuts like a tongue out of control, carving its mark down into my soul. You're carving your mark down into my soul. One of these days I am walking away from everything I know. Without a doubt, we can sort it out on this winding, binding road.
Woo! That's a good one.
Thank you.
I like it.
It's got a lot of energy, that's for sure.
Now we've worn you out completely for all the
I'm
weekend.
ready to run a half marathon after that.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, Ben, thank you so much for being here. Get to see him this weekend, any of the 7,000 places he's going to be, but also don't forget Homegrown Happy Hour next Thursday coming up at Rowdy's, and we'll all be there once again to cheer you on.
Absolutely.
So, yep.
Awesome.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you back here on Monday.